it can reach the point that all your day and night would be spent at the service of God. Even when you are sleeping, it can be an act of service. Because the one who is serving God when he is awake, he would need some rest. And this rest is different from the one who is just resting to enjoy himself, and when he is awake also he's not doing something positive. If I have a person who works for me day and night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, I would not say, I only appreciate those hours that you are actually doing something for me physically. No. He says, I have dedicated all my life to your service. And I would accept this. I said, yes. And if God forbid he becomes ill and he's not able to help me, I said that this is still under my care, because he has dedicated his life to me. So if we treat someone who is helping us like this, for sure God would be even more thankful and more generous with his reward. So this is why taqwa starts first with performing our acts of worship and committing sins, but little by little our relation with God becomes so strong and so intimate that from a worshipper we change into a servant. Abd, not Abd. Abd is a worshipper. A worshipper is asked how many prayers you have said, how many days you have fasted, how many times you have gone to Hajj, how many ziyarah, how many, dollars you have given for charity. This is worshipper, which is very good. But servant, his entire being is given to the master. A servant is not asked, what have you done? Because a servant has given his entire being to the master. So this is a higher level of taqwa. And for someone who reaches the level of servitude, it's impossible to think of even disobeying his master. If there is anything wrong, it's just mistake. Yes, we are fallibles. We are not infallibles. Mistake can happen. But a servant would never think of rebelling against his master or disobeying his master. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ رَءُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. Among people there are those who give not their money or time, they give themselves. They sell themselves. Yashri nafsahu. They give themselves, the entire being, the entire soul to God, seeking his pleasure. You know, this verse was revealed after Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Decided to remain in the house of the Prophet when Prophet wanted to migrate from Mecca to Medina. And at that time there was a plot. It's famous as Darun Nadwa. So the pagan leaders had a meeting in this place that normally they used to have their meetings. And they said now it is 13 years after the advent of Islam. And we have tried everything to stop Muhammad, but it has not worked. We have tried to bribe him. it didn't work. We have tried to frighten him, it didn't work. We tortured Muslims, it didn't work. We killed them, it didn't work. Now, we have to kill him. And the plan was from all tribes, there would be representatives. And all these representatives at the same time attack the house of the Prophet and kill him together, so that not single tribe would be responsible. They will all be responsible, and then no one can do anything with all the Arab tribes. So, the Prophet was informed by God about this plot, and decided to migrate from Mecca to Medina. And as you know, just before this, a group of two conflicting tribes of Medina, Yathrib at that time, who were fighting and they were tired of killing each other, they had paid allegiance to the Prophet and asked him to go to Yathrib, later called Medina, to bring peace and reconciliation. So the Prophet already had made that pact. So now he decided to move from Mecca to Medina. But the pagans should not be aware that the Prophet has already left the home. So the Prophet informed Imam Ali. And Imam Ali accepted or volunteered. I don't know which one was the case. Maybe the history is not very clear. Anyway, he at least accepted to sleep in the house of the Prophet, so that these people hear some noise, see some movement behind the curtain, and they think the Prophet is still at home. And the Prophet then can move. So, when they attacked in the middle of the night, they saw Imam Ali in the house. And they were almost killing him. Just they realized that it's Ali when they removed this blanket or whatever was from his face. So then this verse was revealed. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ. Among people there are those who sell their own soul, give their own life to God, seeking His pleasure. وَاللَّهُ رَؤُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. And of course, God is very caring and loving with respect to His servants. First, He saved him; he was not killed. And secondly, the way God is going to show appreciation to this is with maximum love. So this is a lesson for us that if we want to aim at higher levels of happiness, felicity, closer relation with God, let us dedicate all our life to God. Not only those moments that we pray or those moments that we refrain from the sins. Let's dedicate all our skills, our talents, our energy, our thoughts to God. And then, for sure, we would experience a new type of life. And even people who would be in touch with us would experience a new way of relation with us. May God the Almighty help us all in our pursuit of His nearness. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu as-samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa